Hello there, one and all, and thank you very much for tuning in to episode 521 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, live on YouTube. If you have been watching the lives today, thank you very much for sticking around. It's been quite a run today. And just to kind of end the year on a high note, I decided we would spend a few minutes, not too many. I promise I will try not to let this video go on for longer than 10 minutes. Talk about some classic perfumes. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do consider doing so. If you would like to find out how you can support my work, you should be able to see a link to my Ko-fi page in the video description below. And if you enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up. We are going to be back either on Saturday or Sunday. So what's that going to be? So Sunday will be the 29th, won't it? So either on the 28th or the 29th of December, we will be back with my top 10 videos of the year. We're done with new reviews. First comment for this video goes to Alex, who says, hello again. Rachel is here too. So is Polpo. So is Ricardo. You're all very welcome. Tendre Poison is back. Says, no. These are classics. These are classics. These are definitely not back. These are perfumes that are celebrating their 30th anniversary. And I just wanted to make sure that we end on a high note. We enjoy talking about vintage scents on this channel as well sometimes, don't we? So this is Serge Lutens' Iris Silver Mist, composed by Maurice Roucel, obviously came out in 1994. I was so pleased, what was it, about a year and a half ago or so when I've only met Maurice Roucel once, and I was so pleased to be able to tell him on that occasion when I met him how much I love this perfume. I actually wore it in his honor. And he thanked me and he said, hardly anybody ever wears that perfume, hardly anybody knows it. And I just thought, surely not. And I expressed my horror and disbelief. Rachel says, Iris Silver Mist is one of my forever favorites, mine too. And it's interesting you call it a forever favorite, because I think last year on my Substack, I actually did a kind of, this is one of my favorites of all time type article on Iris Silver Mist. Actually, what I should do is I will link to the Substack here. Rachel says, are you kidding? I've gone through 3 full bottles of it. Gosh. And Ileana says, not true. We know it well. I know. I told him. I did say to him, I said, look, there is a whole load of people out there who actually know and adore the scent. Now, this is, if you've never tried this, please do seek it out. I think it's still available. I think it's only available on the Lutens website. Gavin says, I never agree with the melancholic interpretation of Iris Silver Mist. I think it's hilarious. You've got to tell us why, because to me it is melancholic. It's one of those Ophelia perfumes, like June. It is just the richest, most baroque, most ornate expression of Iris. So yes, it is dry, but it's also musky. It's really melodramatic. I mean, is it the melodrama that maybe you see actually as being quite camp hilarious, Gavin? Is that where you kind of go with it? Rachel says they make a run of Iris Silver Mist once a year and it sells out within weeks. So make sure you pay attention. Oh, I didn't know that. Is that what happens? Is that really what happens? They just make it once a year. Claire says, hi gang and Mr. P, just catching the final segment of today's live sessions. Christmas greetings. I want Iris Silver Mist so bad, says Menchi Extract. 240 euros for 75 mil, says Alex. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's a kind of must-have. It's an absolute must-have. And there's so much else going on there, but it manages to remain Iris-centric while doing so many other things. There's a kind of fruity inflection to it, maybe something a bit melony, maybe something a bit floral, definitely very, very woody. It's white, but it's also black, very kind of film noir. I have a Palais bottle from 2008 that I hoard. Yeah, I knew what you meant, says Eric. They had Iris Silver Mist available, says Night Night, when I was at the Paris Serge Lutens store earlier this year. Interesting. Gavin says it's a funhouse mirror oriental, an old lady scent that smacks you around the face in a punk-like way, very Monty Python. I can't say that I see what you mean, but I like that take. I paid so much for my bell jar, but I don't regret it, says Oris. I've got a bell jar, and I've also got this. I don't think they make these anymore. This is what they call it, the vaporisateur tout noir. I've got an Ambre Sultan in this as well, because, I mean, it was a great way of, I don't think they do refills for these anymore. I thought this was a good thing that Lutens did. It's just full of drama. And I think I love the fact that it's kind of brought out the pepperiness of Iris. And thank goodness, you know, it's 30 years old, but thank goodness it is still around. We can't quite say the same for this one. Tendre Poison. What's this? Asada Nijad says, hey, Dariush, where can I meet you while in London? Do you work at Harrods? No, I don't. And I'm not based in London. Really, really sorry. Tendre Poison. Oh, there we are. Came out in 1994, of course, credited to Edouard Flechier. And it was the first poison flanker. You know, those were the days where you actually had to wait nearly a decade to get a poison flanker. Then, of course, we had hypnotic poison, didn't we? We had midnight poison, we had pure poison, but this was the first one, and apparently it didn't do all that well. Ileana says, that one was my signature scent in my 20s, loved it, almost impossible to find. I was very, very lucky, and I happened to find this one at one of those Italian perfumery stores that you sometimes stumble across. I got this a few years ago now, and it was sealed. It's the EDT, and I just thought, I've got to have this. Because if not for any other reason, then just to see if I remembered it well. And I just recall it being such a beauty. I always thought the Tendre Poison was such a good name for it as well, because poison was this huge, heavy-hitting, candied, syrupy, throning everything, you know, including the kitchen sink tuberose. And then I guess this one thought, okay, well, we're going to go floral and we're going to go big with the florals, but we'll also try to make the florals gentler and softer, so that this is a poison that seduces you. And, you know, it's that the whole vampire thing of, you know, do you let the vampire... No, it works the other way around, doesn't it? The vampire can't force you to come into his house, but if you freely enter the house, you know, what is it? Enter of your own free will, then that's it. You're a prisoner. This is that kind of effect. It's like the vampire's house that presents this beautiful, pristine image that you are absolutely happy to enter into. But once you're in, it's got you. I mean, it's a very kind of 90s abstract bouquet of florals. You know, if I had to pick something out, I'm not sure that I could, but ylang ylang, gardenia, I think, is what I'm getting at the moment. Maybe something jasmine-y, maybe a kind of a cleaner, less syrupy, less sugary tuberose than the one that we get in original poison. What are you folks saying about it? The great day, says Power Connection One. Such fun working in can't see that in the fragrance section of department stores. Women rushing in to get the new fragrances. I know. I mean, the excitement, because that probably would have been Dior's only release. 1994, would there have been, you know, there may have been one other, but you really did have to wait ages for them. What are folks saying? It is a less hissy poison, says Mitra Kai. See, I never thought of poison as being hissy. I actually think poison is this huge embrace. I love poison. I love poison. What do you think about current poison? Is it in good shape, says Alex? I haven't smelt it for a while. I would need to revisit it. I mean, it's not going to be like the original. Current poison is a soup, says Ricardo. Oh dear. Après Londe is my Bronte perfume, says Oris. That's a good one. I like that one. Hate current poison, says Power Connection. Oh dear. Current poison is watered down, but quite faithful, actually. See, the last time I smelled it, I thought, okay, this is recognizable, but it just doesn't have the oomph. It doesn't have the drama. So yes, sadly, this one is gone. But I don't know, the next time we meet Captain Kirk, the next time we meet Francis Kirkjean, I wonder if we could say to him, oh, any chance of kind of like bringing the poisons back in a set, you know, trying to do something to restore poison, and then bringing back Tender and putting Midnight and Pure and Hypnotic together, because they were quite a quintet, weren't they? They were quite something as a quintet. Okay, I'm going to leave you in peace now, because I need to have a sip of water, I think. I will say all of my thank yous to all of you, all of my very, very sincere and heartfelt thank yous when we do our top 10 of the year. So I will save that for the next video. But until then, I will just say that if you happen to be of the persuasion that is going to be doing a little bit of feasting over the next few days, then enjoy it. Enjoy every single minute of it. Happy holidays, I think, as they say in more secular environments, or Merry Christmas to those of you who do actually celebrate Christmas. Have a great time. And even if you're not celebrating Christmas, even if you're not having a feast, I wish you nothing but peace and happiness and joy and merriment for the next week and the year ahead. But I will be back before the year is out. Thank you very much for watching this. I will see you soon. Bye now.